And we're live on the Jim Masters Show, live entertainment, lifestyle, celebrity talk show series. Great to have everybody with us. So nice to see you here. Thanks for stopping by, JMS, for some more great conversations, celebrity interviews, and friends stopping by. And of course, our light, love, levity, all the other cool things we do, our interaction with our viewers. Guys want to comment during the show? Feel free in our Lovely Hall chat room. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV right now. It doesn't cost anything. Subscribe to the channel. You can comment right now in the Lovely Hall chat room. Say hello to us and to our incredible guest who's coming to us from Boston, Massachusetts. Yes, Roger Kabler is here, celebrated impressionist, comedian, actor extraordinaire. We're so excited to have him here live. He's going to be telling us about some really cool things, and we might even hear an impression or two. He's one of the best in America, if not the globe. He is a celebrated impressionist. You may have seen him, remember him being on the Carol Burnett show, yes, back in 91, the updated versions, but also, look, there he is with Carol Burnett. Now, you may remember we also did a Carol Burnett tribute and celebration for her 90th birthday. And Roger was one of our special guests. We had so many wonderful guests join us as we celebrated Carol Burnett's 90th birthday. And Roger was one of the guests. If you did not see that episode of the Jim Masters Show live, it is archived on our YouTube channel. There he is with the one and only iconic Carol Burnett. He's been doing this for a long time, gang, making people laugh, making people think, doing incredible impressions of your favorite celebrities and so many others like Columbo, Peter Falk, and so many others. We're going to show you some as we go along. There, of course, John Lovitz. He does an incredible impression of John Lovitz. And he's been in some of your favorite movies, television shows, and so much more. We're so excited. But one of the projects that's really near and dear to Roger's heart is his love of and his celebration and appreciation for one of the iconic comedians and actors who we lost way too early, too soon. Of course, the iconic Robin Williams. And there's a wonderful story that Roger's going to share with us about why he does this incredible show, these impressions, and this wonderful tribute to Robin. It's called Being Robin, and it's incredible. It's a phenomenal movie that he did. He's a filmmaker as much as he is a comedian, impressionist, and actor, Roger. And not only is it an incredible movie that has garnered critical acclaim, but also he has done a stage show as well that has traveled the country where he literally morphs into, he does what is considered by many the ultimate impression. And there he is as Robin Williams. He does the absolute, bar none, ultimate impression of the iconic Robin Williams. I mean, he morphs into the look or I should say, morphs into the look. He really gets into the look. And again, he's had this stage show that has truly been something very, very special. Roger Kabler as Robin Williams. It's the ultimate Robin Williams tribute experience. And it's a wonderful tribute show. So there's the tribute show. There is the very touching movie, again, that is his baby, called Being Robin. We're going to talk about all of that. We'll talk about, of course, his time with the iconic Carol Burnett and so much more. We've dug this up too. Do you remember Clueless? Yes. How about again, like I said, he's been doing this for a long time, and he's a beloved performer. But really, I tell you, it's really amazing what he's celebrating with Being Robin. And it's a very, very moving, it's a very, very touching and funny tribute to the iconic Robin Williams. Matter of fact, we're going to show you a little trailer right now as well. And then we'll have Roger on the show. We'll talk about his epic career. We'll talk about all these other cool things. But take a look at this amazing trailer, this exclusive clip we have of Being Robin. It's really something special. Welcome, everybody. Jim Masters here on the Jim Masters Show Live. We got an incredible show in store. Tell your friends, call the neighbors, tell them the Jim Masters Show is on. Here is a little clip from Being Robin.
In the winter of 2014, I was convinced that I was possessed by the spirit of Robin Williams.
I can't eat at Domino's anymore.
Why?
Because it gives me pizzeria.
I had a remarkable experience that I can't explain. And it's breathtaking and exhilarating. I'm Robin Williams. Something goes through you.
I came back.
You could ask him what he's doing here.
What did you come here to do? Trick or treat.
Good to have you back, Robin.
Thank you.
I could feel his presence in the room.
No.
Oh, wow. Very authentic.
It's all fake.
There was nothing phony about it at all.
Fugazi. What's your name?
Robin Williams.
What's up, my brother from a broken rubber?
This is a delusional disorder. Really? I've never seen anything like it.
He lives through me.
I've been trying to get a hold of you. I'd like to talk to you. It's been a while.
Oh, dear puppet, I'll talk to you soon.
I couldn't stop it. And I didn't want to. We were on a mission.
What's on your mind, dear?
I guess we went through a little time warp together. And you're the reason that I came back. Because I love you. And I'll always be here. I'll always be here.
Really something quite special. And again, as I mentioned, he's been doing this, making us laugh and making us think. Roger Kabler, for many, many years on iconic television shows and movies and so much more. And he's been doing this wonderful tribute to the beloved and missed iconic comedian and actor, the one and only Robin Williams. Let's welcome live and direct from Boston. Put your hands together, everybody. Lovers watching all around the world. Our iconic guest joining us. This is round 2. This is his return visit to our show. Last time it was celebrating Carol Burnett. Now we're celebrating him. It's like, this is your life, Roger Kabler. Hey, Roger, welcome to the show. There's Now, which one is Roger? That's what we got to figure out here. Who do we have?
This is Graul. He makes all my introductions. Hello, hello. He gets 10% of all the phones.
He gets 10%.
I don't know. I'm too shy to just come on and say hello. Nice to be on the show. Thanks for having me back. It's good to be back. And thank you for that lovely tribute. I was not sure what was happening there. I just all of a sudden felt like I should make a speech. Like, I want to thank the Academy.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't know what I've done here, but okay. Thank you. You like me. You like me. All right.
So how are things in Beantown in Boston?
Good, man.
You were having a nice lunch before when we were getting the show ready. You were eating something. Was it noodles or yogurt?
I had a yogurt with fresh blueberries.
You had a yogurt.
I don't know why I feel like doing Grandpa Munster the whole hour. You pick them right off the lake trees. They're right there hanging into the water. There's a million blueberries out now. I guess the planet is going, okay, here they are.
Exactly right. So it's a nice day in Boston, right? The weather?
No, it's good. Horrible. It's hell. The dog is like, I give up. I quit. I'm just going to be this rug. It's okay. It's like everywhere. I've got a fan on me, and that's the best I can do.
Oh, yeah. The heat and humidity.
In
yes.
Connecticut?
The heat and humidity you're talking about is like way, way up there, huh?
Yeah.
Well, look at that mug. What is the mug you got there?
Oh, this is something I got. It's Green Mountain coffee from Vermont, I think. Green Mountain Roasters. It's kind of pretty. My sister got it for my birthday. You know, I was doing a library show. Sometimes I do libraries, a little my civic duty, and there was about 75 older people like the show. So there were like 75 older people sitting at the library, and it was about like this weather, hot, and they're wearing these short shorts, and they were very exposed. And as Robin, I said, "Oh, it's peekaboo day here at the library," and 75 legs went like this. Said, "Oh, it's not the heat; it's the humidity here." Oh, put it away.
So then, would you call yourself a crossing guard?
Yes. Come on, nope.
That's his crossing guard routine, folks.
Yeah, that's my crossing guard. Wow.
So how have you? Cross your heart. Hang on, folks. We're going to have fun on the Jim Masters Show live. As I mentioned, Roger, again, was a very special guest with us, with Chris Corman and a whole bunch of great folks affiliated with the Carol Burnett Show. And it was the 90th birthday of Carol. If you didn't see the episode, check it out. All the episodes are archived on, our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. How have you been since we chatted just, a couple months ago with the Carol Burnett special? How have you been?
Oh, just a whole catalog of WTF. I mean, I went to Orlando and I did 7-8 shows there, and we won an award for the show for the Robin Williams tribute, which was a patron favorite, which was cool. And I know I have to talk about show business stuff. I really just want to show you my knickknacks. But okay, we won an award. I'll show you the award.
Yeah, he's got a lot of cool stuff there. He's dug up out of the ground and took out a closet.
That I won for the Ultimate Robin Williams Tribute Experience, Patron's Pick. Patron's Pick. So we've never won an award, and that was this handy piece of paper. And when they were handing out the awards, it was this wicked breeze, so we didn't get a good photo. It was just like a bat. It's like an albino bat in front of my face.
You were the pick of the litter that day, huh?
Yeah. Well, the litter was everywhere, and I basically just got so exhausted. I did like 8 shows with this like chronic lung infection, and every time I had to cough, I had to turn away from the audience so they wouldn't send phlegm balls up into the it just gets to be that hard sometimes. The show is exhausting, but in the end we stood there. I never won an award before for the show, so that was cool, and now it's sort of making progress. So you asked me what I did. I spit on people in Orlando, basically. It's kind of the only thing you want to hear, but you asked. But it was good. It was good. It's like it gives you legs. You were able to survive 8 shows, which are exhausting with the lung.
It's like a Broadway production, in terms of the frequency. Yeah.
Well, actually, we are going off Broadway in November.
You are.
There has been given a 2-day run. So that's
in New York. Yeah.
That gives you a little street cred. I mean, it's not a lot of time. And we're at the Triad Theater, I believe, the 24th and 25th, which is right after. It's Black Friday and Saturday, right after Thanksgiving. So the world's worst time to go. But
so are you dealing with the theater directly? Because I know folks who actually manage the theater.
Well, could you please send them to my show? Well, they probably will be there collecting tickets. But
yeah,
the idea is to get some more mileage so the show can actually get on the map. Nobody knows about it. I've been doing stuff like the Amish Country Theater and stuff like that, and casinos, and there's some great, performing arts places where we've worked.
Weren't you at Stop and Shop on Sunday doing it?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, folks, let Jim handle. I can't even point to Jim handle the comedy, and I'll just sit here and sweat.
That's it.
I got a wedgie that just won't quit because of this guy.
I'm the other-ish, Irish.
The other ish.
So it's all about the ish.
That's really funny. We're not ishy enough being Jewish. We're Jewish-ish.
Jewish-ish, right? And
like
I'm Irish-ish.
Right.
You put both ishes in the room, there's lots of laughter, that's for sure. How did you, what was it about Robin? Tell the story about why.
You have to show the wizard. Hey.
What is it about Robin Williams that, obviously is in your heart and soul? And what was it to the depth of wanting to actually create something that really celebrates him? And again, congratulations on the accolades and the acknowledgement that has come. as people have seen it, they do love it. What is it about Robin Williams for you specifically?
Well, the thing that propelled me into this was something mysterious and mystical, I think. When I first saw Robin, I was 17. I was a teenager. And as soon as I saw him on Mork and Mindy, I said, hey, that guy stole my act. I mean, to be honest, I didn't have an act. I was 17 and I was smoking a lot of weed. But if I had an act, that was it. And I felt I did a real intense bond and identification with this spirit that was manic and funny and doing all this crazy stuff. And I knew how he was. It's not like, oh, I know how he thinks or I know how he acts. I knew how he is. There's a different level of understanding. It's an extreme empathy that I felt for this spirit that I was seeing perform.
Did you see yourself in him? And elements of yourself in him and his personality?
I think that it went both ways. It was like two electrons chasing each other around. I felt I knew him, that he was my brother, but also my doppelganger. And he had also seen me do him on TV about 16 years ago. And it got back to me through a mutual friend that he really liked what I did. I think.
Oh, that's cool. That's the ultimate, huh?
I never met him, but oddly enough, I think he knew of me and maybe he understood me. I don't know what he thought of me, but I can tell you after he died, he spent a lot of time hanging around me as a spirit. And I don't know if that's because I'm bipolar and delusional, or if that's because we're maybe perhaps in a realm of the spiritual where I'm able to pick up the vibrations or this energy of that individual, and understand completely his experience. Therefore, when I go to perform, I abandon myself to the spirit. I have a ritual where, as an actor, I put the costume and the makeup and everything on, and then as soon as I get close enough to being Robin, he says, "Okay, you sit down," and he puts me in a chair. Said, "Have a good time. I'll be out there." And I just let him go.
So you feel his presence then when you're doing it. You actually feel his presence.
Well, there's some conjuring that's involved in it. And the process goes a little bit like this. I know I have to do a show. Like right now, if you asked me to do Robin, I'd say, get out of here. I wouldn't really be able to do it. I could do an impression of Robin, but I couldn't conjure the spirit as much. It wouldn't be organic. It would be like me slapping something on the outside. But to really conjure it means I've been watching his videos. I've been following his behavior. I've been getting it in the body first. First, it comes with some sort of understanding about where he's coming from, his childhood, his entire life, where that is. And then when I see myself in the mirror looking sort of like that, but there's also the internal thing where it's like I have a dialogue with him. Okay, Robin, let's get ready. Okay, I'm ready. What about you?
Your eyes, your mouth, there's a transformation.
Okay.
It's a transformation, even when you just say a few words like him. There's a whole, it's incredible.
It's an organic process. Again, is what an actor does to prepare for a role. But then to take it a step further, we have this conversation and then we meld. I think we could say we sort of bond into one being, and then I'm extracted. So there's the initiation, there's the imitation, integration, and initiation where he initiates. So by the time the curtain opens, it's just Robin, and the more I try to control it, the more it's just an impression. So he has to say, you got to get out of the way now. Okay, I got this. And, and he's out there and I don't always know what's going to happen. I don't even know how the show is going to start. The moment I hit the stage, I have a pretty good idea what the vibe is and where we go, and it's always a good time. And then it's exhausting. When I get off stage, I feel like a 90-year-old, just like, oh, yeah, I'm doing this again. It's really hard. And, but it's like a drug, man. It's like
people say you do the ultimate Robin Williams. That's how many have described it.
Well, nobody else is doing this show, and nobody's devoted 9 years of their life to trying to capture this lightning in a bottle.
Right. And how do you do that as far as like, just the preparation, not only in trying to, obviously do the impressions and sort of savor and relish and share the spirit of him, but the high energy that he had. What do you do to prepare? How do you,
well, it's already in there. It's already baked in. I was born that way. I had the same basic kind of energy, but maybe not the, intelligence that Robin has. Mine is a little bit more, well, Robin's kind of a primitive too, but he's highly intelligent, highly intellectual.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm not
mind
as intellectual.
Racing,
Yeah.
Is your mind always racing? Are you always thinking?
No. I think when I'm gearing up to do a show, I get manic. I'm already manic depressive. I have bipolar. So I'm on medication for that. Thank God. And that's largely what the movie has, that element of, is he manic and is he delusional, or is this a true manifestation of a spirit? That's the key thing in the movie. And whether or not, whatever it is, it's happening. And it's been going on for, for all this time. When Robin passed, this is a little bit intense, but when Robin passed, I had a delayed reaction to his passing because I was out of show business. I had basically retired. So I was like, oh my God, Robin Williams. And then one night I just made a face in the mirror and it all came to me. He came and busted down the door, and I was really possessed. I mean, I was really not in control of the situation. And he basically took me on a tour, the way the ghost of Christmas Future takes Scrooge on a tour of his experience, his last moments when he felt he was losing himself. And that was a terrible experience because I was possessed. Every molecule of me was Robin Williams. My arms were here, hairy, and my voice was really low, and I was moaning, and I was crying on my girlfriend's shoulder because I didn't know what was happening to me. And that was hard. I mean, I didn't ask for that. That's why people are, yeah, you're cashing in on his death, man. I didn't ask for any of this. And when people said, are you going to do a tribute? I said, absolutely not. But after that, and after he hung around my life for a period of weeks, months, I finally said yes. It's like, obviously, I'm supposed to be doing something. I think I was hearing him say, I want to get back to work. And I was like, I don't know how to say no to Robin Williams at this point. What if it's true? I'm kind of going on the idea that who am I to say no to Robin Williams? He's asking me to help him get back to work. So let's strap on the suspenders and just get out there and play. And the first time I did it, woo, it was like 600 people at a casino. Whoa, I'm seeing on a rock. Here we go. Yeah. And it was just, there's video of it. And it's just, you can see that it's just pure possession because he'd been in that bottle for so long. And finally the genie was free to go play. And I recognized this had some value. Yeah, that's what happened.
That's amazing. That really, really is. And, that's a blessing that came your way that doesn't always come for everybody. And, it's like you said, you had that delayed reaction to the passing of Robin, which was, earth shattering for everybody.
It hit me like a freight train when it did.
I would imagine.
Incalculable way. Like I'm possessed. Never mind. Am I grieving? It's past that. I was walking. I know you were saying something. Shortly after, I was walking in the woods, and I think it was around December. He died in August. It was in December, and I'm just walking in the woods, minding my business, when out of my mouth came, "I miss my kids," and I'm like, "I'm sorry." I had no thought of Robin, and it was just like Tourette's. It just came out of my mouth without my permission.
Really?
And I'm like, this isn't right. I was really quite frightened. And I'm like, why is this happening?
I would imagine, right? Exactly.
I hadn't been thinking of him. It just came out. It's just hanging around.
Yeah, it's really incredible. Like I said, so many people have been talking about it, and you did it to a point of wanting to not only have the stage performances, but also the film. What was the process like of actually creating being Robin? I mean, here you are, the celebrated and noted impressionist comedian and actor, and now filmmaker as well. What was that whole thing like? And what got you to say, this has to be a film?
Well, I was exploring what happened. I mean, just why is this happening? I didn't understand what was happening to me. Why I would, even after a show, linger as Robin for 2 days. Sometimes it'd be, I do a 1 hour show, and then 2 days later I'm still doing this, and it was stuck with me, and I was like, why, and I even felt him at occasions that were not appropriate. Like I'm sitting with friends, I'm like, oh, okay, I wanted to somehow get an answer, and then I realized there is no answer. I just wanted to document what was happening, because I had footage of a lot of these shows. And because we, like a football game, you study the footage and you see where work it out. So I had all this footage, and I decided to craft a movie around the footage and the progression of going from somebody who loves Robin to someone who's kind of possessed or obsessed or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
With Robin, Robin's visiting this, empath or this person who's bipolar or whatever the case is. And my effort as a human being who loved Robin to keep him alive somehow played into that. That was part of the explanation, which was like, I grieved him so deeply. Is there anything I can do to give him a better ending to his life? Because I know he would not have people being miserable when they thought of him. People think of Robin, they go, oh, no, he would not have that. He wanted people to be happy when they thought of him. So part of my stage act includes that idea that, hey, when you think of me, be happy. Okay. We have a good time. Still, I'm here. I'll always be here. I'm still Mork. Hey, and I needed to express what was going on with me. So I did hire a film crew. I raised money. COVID hit, and I wasn't able to finish the film I was going to make, but it became more of a documentary. And being Robin it's genre fluid. It's a movie that's part documentary and part reenactment. I play myself going through experiencing these things. And Robin, I play Robin as a spirit. I grew a beard, and you could see it in some of these clips where, we're going with the idea that he's an actual spirit. And then there's me on stage trying to imitate him and being possessed by him. But then there's the actual spirit saying, it's okay, don't be afraid. So the whole film took me 5 years to make.
Did it really?
Yeah. And in the end, I didn't know what was going to happen with. That's me. I think in that moment, I was really on stage, just totally possessed.
The audience is, the response it has to be, oh my God, it's as if Robin's in front of us.
The thing is, it's not technically some kind of masterpiece like, Oppenheimer. It's more like Sloppenheimer. It's not a masterpiece in technology. What it is a deep dive into psychology and via comedy and a beloved figure that I'm trying to somehow explain my connection. Everybody had an experience with Robin. This is mine. So after 5 years, I finished the film, and people started seeing it, and some of the commentary was intense. The way they were relating to it, especially people who suffer from mental illness, were really relating to the experience and saying, "I understand. I really understand." And the critics came for it, and we've got doing some film festivals. And I don't know if it's going to be one of those big time. It can't be. It's like I said, that technically, I would consider remaking it in a more technical way, but it is supposed to be raw. It's not supposed to be,
with all kinds of animation and flash and yeah.
The poster's blurry, but I want that. I wanted that sort of ghostly quality in the poster.
Right.
And
and that's a wonderful expression too. The choice of that shot, it's very endearing.
It makes you look. It makes you go, is that, instead of it being crystal clear, the nebulous, ghostly quality of it is what I was after. And it happened to be a moment when I was really deeply in the character,
It's almost as if, you see what I get from it too, when I first saw this, which was a while ago, actually. I don't know. Am I at peace? I've done good. I've touched lives. I've made people laugh. People know who I am. It's okay. I see a little of that reflected in that photo, the way the head is angled, the smile, the way the light is on, the silhouetting. I get all of that by looking at this photo, that there's a peace or contentment that maybe didn't always exist, but like Robin/Roger, you did good.
That's really interesting.
That's what I get from that.
Right. You got that right. It actually is a still from the movie where I'm running on the stage. I'm actually I'm running and being free on stage.
Exactly. That's right. Being free. Yeah.
I wasn't still, but I grabbed a moment in the. You can see it in the trailer too.
It's perfect.
I'm just grateful that we were able to do as well. As I struggle with his voice because I'm not the same timbre. He's really actually down here, much lower, and I'm up here somewhere. So I have to find how to resonate in my chest. There's so many people that do it much better than I do. I know. And that's something I have to work on. Okay. Piss off. All right, dear. Okay. I don't know why. So, but when it kicks
let's
in,
pretend I'm Carson and you're him. Oh my God.
Oh, the
Johnny
Buddha.
Carson.
Okay, mister. Okay.
Remember all the times he would go on Johnny Carson and Carson would be swiveling, almost falling out of his chair, laughing with the zaniness of Robin Williams. He just totally, and Johnny Carson really respected Robin's talent and his zaniness and his thinking, and those were incredible. We would, whenever you heard that Robin Williams was going to be on the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, it was a must-see episode.
Yeah. I remember he was saying, "Hi, Tommy. We're time for meditation. We're having a good time." And Carson would be flipping out, and they're making fun of things that really shouldn't make fun of. You can't do it anymore. I'd like to thank the little people. You're welcome. Okay. Can't do this anymore. No, but he would just go off and do whatever, he would be, Robin would be canceled today if he did some of the things he did on the Tonight Show. You can't make fun of crazy people or anybody that's deformed or defective.
That's true. I didn't think about that.
You can't do it here. You shouldn't even.
Don Rickles too probably would not be.
Don who? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, but I mean, I could spend the whole time spinning and creating laughter here, but you wanted to have a serious discussion about this.
No. Spin and make us laugh. We could use more of that. This world needs more spinning and more laughing and more, as we call it, lovity here on the Jim Masters Show. It's
lovity, sweet lovity.
That's it.
See, I have my own brand. I'd rather not come on and do Robin. I'd rather just come on and be me. I want to be me.
Why don't you tell us and show us, not only when we were getting ready to do the show, folks. Oh, there you are. I'm looking at the comments coming in, and you're up there.
There's a comment. Somebody's watching and making a comment. Well, hold
there
on.
Are comments coming in. They're coming in.
Hi, commenters. Come on in. Say hi to Jim and Raj.
The Jim Master Show lovities from around the world.
Lovity.
You not only were eating delicious yogurt and drinking the Green Mountain coffee, you have an incredible table filled of goodies behind you. And you started to show me, and I said, "Oh, let's wait. We'll show it live." As O'Reilly said, "We'll do it live. We'll do it live.
We'll do it live. We'll do it live."
So since we're live,
just made a little soft serve in the middle of the living room and split.
Actually, before that. Soft serve. Oh my God, Mr. Softy Carvel. I know we're focused on, of course, the beloved Robin Williams, the movie. There is also the stage show that you've done as well, which again there's the movie, and then there is the stage performance, which I think is absolutely fun. You got it. He's a pro. He knows where to
there
follow.
You are.
Follow the.
Hi.
Tell us about the show as well. What happens with the show?
Okay, so all right, so the real skinny on the show is simply this: I come on as Robin, as if it's my HBO special. I come dancing on. I don't prance, thank you. And I dance on, and I'm doing this really jazzy, music thing, and I'm thrilled to be there. It's great to be back on Earth, and we talk about things, like I just come out and start saying things. I just came from, Norway. We did a show on ice. It was like Tonya Harding. You remember Tonya, who put the limp in the Olympics, and did some funny. I can't think of any jokes offhand, but that kind of thing. And so, old jokes. Yeah, we like that. I talk about things a little that are going on. And then after a while, after the bunch of nonsense that I do, Mrs. Doubtfire gives me a timeout. And she says, dear, why don't you talk about something meaningful? Are you a lesbian? No, dear, I'm a bit old. Well, then you're a has-been. Okay. Just like that. And it's a little bit naughty, and there's some little pee-pee caca jokes. And as the show progresses, she really tries to pin him down and say, is this why you came back to Earth, to do this nonsense? The people are laughing, and some people are peeing, which is my goal. And they're crying and they're laughing because the show has this manic spin. And eventually, towards the end of the show, she gets me to, I even have Passover peeps. You know what those are?
Wait. You can't leave us hanging there. She gets you to what?
She gets me to change into something a little more serious.
Okay.
So we go in a time machine and jump ahead 20 years, and Robin's in his 80s.
And then Passover?
Yeah, there's a bit about Passover peeps. So I made up this idea that, how come Passover, every holiday has peeps except for Passover? Peeps, those little marshmallow chickeny things.
Yeah.
The candy.
Yeah.
Well, can you imagine what Passover peeps would be like? They're like the 12 plague peep pack, the locust, the beast, the frogs, the firstborn, which is a little pink thing. It's not pretty, but people laugh.
So they probably laugh and say, Manischewitz.
Yeah, Manischewitz. You go Manischewitz, all right? Anyway, so there's that whole act, and then I get in the time machine, and I'm an older, much older. There's a picture I sent you of me being older, Robin, somewhere in there. I'm wearing a beret, and I start talking about things that have some depth and weight, and reminding people that I'll always be there, and I love them, and they're the reason that I got up in the morning, and the reason I came back.
Yeah.
And then we talk about love, and we talk about how love defeats hate, and that's me doing the comedian on the Titanic, about to do the wet T-shirt contest.
Wow.
Yeah. And then there's an older picture.
Wet T-shirt contest.
Yeah. Hey, it's time for the wet T-shirt contest. That bit, the comedian on the Titanic, if you can imagine. Yeah. And then there's, that's me having my Phyllis Diller sort of hair day. I don't know what that is. It's an alfalfro. And so I come. Oh, here comes the dog. Okay, what do you want?
What's the dog's name? They love when they see animals on the show. So
okay,
but you said the animal now.
With this old dog.
Who is it?
That's Gypsy. Gypsy's a friend's dog. I'm taking care of for a friend.
Very nice.
And I showed you my dog, Growl.
This
is actually a Mack truck mascot from the 40s or 50s.
Really? Let's see it up close.
Yeah, I got it at a. It says Bulldog. I got it at a antique mall in Canada, and this is my recent acquisition. This is a suppository. It's a French suppository. It comes with a little. It has a little spritz. No, it's not. It's actually an atomizer. You can't take a joke. It's an atomizer. No, that's funny. I love when people look at me and go, what the hell is he talking about?
An atomizer.
That's my favorite part. This is an atomizer from France, from the Victorian era. It's a mother of pearl. And if you smell it, you can still smell the perfume. It's an atomizer. I didn't dig that one up, though.
That's what they all call it. That's a pipe.
No, man, I swear to God.
That's an atomizer, Jim.
Sure
it is. Sure it is. Now, here we go, folks. This table.
All right, we're going to go to the table.
Take us on here we go.
All right.
I am Edward R. Murrow. This is Person to Person. We are coming to you from Boston, Massachusetts, the lovely home of our celebrity of the day, Roger.
Go ahead, Edward. Yeah.
There you go. What do we got there?
Selection of things that I found. This is possibly a thimble from colonial times. It's copper. This is a daguerreotype. I don't know if you can see this. This is the daguerreotype that I dug out of the ground. Clay pipes, children's pistols,
I can't believe you set this up just for the Jim Masters show.
Yeah,
You
isn't
are
that something,
something
Jim? Now,
special, Roger.
some of these I bought. This is actually a gift from Bronson Pinchot. It's a 2,000-year-old bottle. It could be the Holy Grail, but it's probably just somebody's nip, meaning a flask. So some of the bottles are really extraordinary, and I love collecting these things, and I find them in the ground. Some of them are in 4 feet of earth. This is an Edison light bulb. This is over here. It's a toy from World War I. It's an iron soldier. So I've been digging for years around this area. It's a mercury dime. This is a silver signet ring. I found a belt buckle from the Civil War. Toys, marbles. Look at all the marbles. I find a lot of marbles. And here's something old. Oh, that's me. I don't know what else to show you. That's pretty much. Oh, this cool owl came in many, many pieces. And I put it back together. You could see the owl. Do you see the owl? Oh. See? That's what I do with my life. That's why I'm not more famous, because I'm farting around in 4 feet of earth. But it's fun, and it restores my sanity. It keeps me.
That is so cool. That is
earthy.
so cool.
Oh,
Is
I have
everything
hundreds of
placed
bottles.
on that table in a specific order, or is it just placed there? Do you have it?
Oh, no, it's like, every so often when I'm dusting, I'll rearrange things to a different arrangement. And I'm not that, I have other things around the room that are, there's other displays of that kind of thing, like sprinkled all over the house. There's hundreds of things. It's the Museum of Crap, basically. So I'll show you some of my paintings too. These are some of my artworks.
These that you have done, or that you collect?
This is the other thing that I spend time doing. So because we're getting bored with the whole Robin Williams thing. Here's some of my paintings. I do dog paintings. And here's a landscape that just sold. I just sold this landscape. Yeah. More stuff. Yeah. Whoa. See, I'm also a cameraman. This I found recently. This is the top to a candy jar. It's pink frosted elephant. Can you say pink frosted elephant, boys and girls?
Pink frosted elephant. I want to know who does all the dusting in your house.
Nobody. These are illustrations for a book. These giant paintings are from 2 different books. This is a recent one, which has not even been published yet. And this is a little item. This is an antique that I recently found. It's a little children's desk.
Your fingers are blocking the lens.
Oh, no. It's chalkboard. Well, we have to start all over. Take 2. Let's go. Back
It was like
there it is.
looking through the Twilight Zone tunnel.
Yes, this is some more crap. These are some really creepy little dolls. And here's another creepy little doll. Hi, kids. Hi, boys and girls. Welcome to my neighborhood.
What's in your refrigerator? That's what everybody really wants to know.
Why would anybody put a thing like that on a plate?
Do you cook?
Do I cook?
Do you like to?
Yeah, I can slop a thing out of a can and heat it up.
That's it. Yeah, the beefaroni tonight, right?
Yeah, the beefaroni. And don't forget the spaghetti. It's spaghetti taco night.
That's right. That's a real thing?
I made it up. I was doing my own show, kind of like what you have, only it's not as put together well. And I did this character who was making spaghetti tacos. And people got mad because they thought I was making fun of, people that were disabled. And he wasn't disabled. He just talked like this. And he really liked ham. Ham was his favorite. And I don't know why, when one day he raised his hand and said, "Teacher, what's your favorite meat?" So, it was just a character, and I decided to have him have a cooking show. And this is where I've lost all your viewers.
No, they're loving this. Are you kidding me?
Well, that was what we did. And today we're making spaghetti tacos. These are really good, especially if you have the kind of hot dogs. Those are the best.
How many different impressions do you do? Because I know you also do a really cool John Lovitz.
Well, that's a legend. What was really interesting about the John Lovitz thing is I replaced him in The Brave Little Toaster. I did the last 2 installments of it. He did the first one. We played this old radio, and I
that's
replaced
the ticket.
him. And yeah, that's the ticket, and all the ships at sea. It's all anyway. So I replaced him in the second 2 installations, and then later on, after my career kind of flopped over, I was catering at a party, and there was John, and here I am serving him a drink. the ultimate humility. It's like, oh, and I was like, I replaced you in the Brave Little Toaster. He goes, that's nice. Move along. It was kind of like, I don't know what I did wrong, but my career's come back a little bit. But there were moments where, like, I was the Zima guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I was the Zima guy.
Well, I want to tell the folks too, because we dove right in. You've had a successful Hollywood career. You marked your early career with roles in Jimmy Walker and Friends, The Third, Alligator Eyes, Vidiots on CBS. You acted, of course, I mentioned the Carol Burnett Show, 91, 92, Rhythm
cool,
and Blues.
With Carol and all those cool people, yeah.
Yeah, Rhythm and Blues on
Blues,
NBC.
yeah.
Townsend Television on Fox Television. Also appeared in Sybil with Sybil Shepherd. Clueless. Sybil and Clueless in 95 with Alicia Silverstone. And also you voiced the characters in The Brave Little Toaster Goes to Mars with Disney. Wow.
That was the John Lovitz thing. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Well, it was a lot. And, there was a period of real difficulty when my series got canceled and the Zima thing got canceled. I went into a deep dive with drugs and alcohol and gambling and a lot of the same Hollywood stuff that a lot of people go through. So,
all in the same day?
Pretty much. It all kind of happened at once. And I just dropped out of Hollywood. I got sober. I've been sober for 20 years and I came to Massachusetts.
Fantastic.
I started painting, but when Robin died, again, I got back into show business because people were saying, stay out of show business. It's toxic. It'll kill you. And I've been doing the Robin thing and going back on stage for 9 years. It hasn't killed me yet. And so I think it's just important. Hi guys.
Hello. Yeah.
I think it's important for anybody that's listening.
Oh, they're watching, listening, loving, watching, listening.
If you're listening, boys and girls, it's really important for me to tell my story because I was told to stay out of show business for a period of time to get sober. I stayed out of it for at least 4 years and found something else to do. People that are trying to overcome mental illness or drug dependency or alcoholism, it's really important to make that your full-time job. And that's what I had to do. I had to just stop everything and stop worrying about getting back on the horse and so I can catch up and get the car and the girl and the job and the thing. And stop and slow down and just do that one thing, get into recovery, and then, to build a foundation in reality and not try to get back. So many people died trying to just stay in it instead of getting, like, the one example that I could think of is Robert Downey Jr., who got out of it for a period of time. He came back and he's like the highest paid actor on the planet now. And he's a good actor.
He's a good actor. In reality, that's probably a really good thing to do, right? Take some time, be with family, friends, just go do your thing.
No, stay away from your family, for God's sake.
Stay away from the family. Oh, they could be good source material, no?
Oh, great. Yeah. See, every year we get together and celebrate misgivings. We all sit around the table. We also have, while the Christians have the nativity scene, we have the negativity scene. You're gaining a lot of weight. That's why you don't. Anyway.
And you order Chinese and you're in the movie theaters on Christmas Day.
No, but I mean, in all seriousness, the idea of taking the time that you need to take to get on your feet and get your feet on the ground, build a foundation. And you can't, I could not build. I kept trying to come back and building a career and a life on quicksand on top of a pile of wreckage. It wasn't working.
Right.
Clear everything away and start over.
Yeah.
Only then, was there any chance of coming back as a human being?
Correct.
So coming into recovery, and if there's anybody out there listening about this, having no plans for the future other than to have one, have a future on me. Feel free.
Yeah. How did you, what was Robin Williams? Was that the turnaround for you? What was it that got you through?
What got me through to come back?
To come back, but also to get through, the addictions that developed and things of that nature. How were you able to, people may be saying, this guy's been on television and film and stage, and then he had this bump. What did he do? How was he able to get through it?
Well, I had to let it go. I had to let it all go and leave show business in all seriousness and find something else to do. Like getting recovery, meaning also mental wellness. Because I'm dual diagnosed. I'm bipolar and an alcoholic and drug addict. I needed something else to do that was nourishing, creative and nourishing. And it turned out to be painting. I love working with my hands. I love being creative. So it wasn't this huge loss that I couldn't be an actor anymore. It was enough for me to start doing portraits and to do something else. And we have to have something to do. I wasn't doing very well just sitting around the 12-step programs, and I couldn't just hang around on my knees praying to God. I had to do something. And so eventually they called me from a TV show called The Next Best Thing and said, do you want to come on our show? Now, I hadn't been on stage for 4 years.
4 years, yeah.
This is a very well-known entity in show business, and it was a kind of a big deal. And they said, do you want to come on and do your either Robert De Niro or Robin Williams? I said, well, yeah, I'd love to do Robin Williams. So, but when you're making a comeback after not being on stage for a while, you want to do a coffee shop, an open mic night. I stepped out in front of 8 million people. Not a good thing to do. It's not a great idea, but it worked out. It worked out just fine.
Right. Sure. Yeah. Because you had to get it done. Right.
Yeah. And that's the thing that Robin saw that he liked, apparently. I mean, I didn't know he was watching. I had no idea. But it was good for me to get my feet wet. And I tried to stage a number of comebacks in those few years, and nothing happened. I couldn't get a foothold. I was washed up because my sitcom failed so badly. I was like Chernobyl, But then Robin died. And I felt him going, come on, let's go back to work. And I said, no. And then eventually I said, okay, this may kill me, but I'm being asked to do this. So I did. And I'm still alive after 9 years.
My God, right. Exactly.
I feel like it's my comeback.
Did you say 20 years Friday?
20 years of sobriety.
Oh, sobriety. Yeah. Wow.
And I'm having more fun than ever, man. This is not always easy,
It's a new lease on life.
I'm having a bad hair life. But it's
a little Richard. It's a little Richard Simmons.
Okay.
Are you going to exercise? Get on the floor. Do 20. 20, one for each year of sobriety. 20. Bang. I bet you could do Simmons, huh?
It's not, no, and I can't do 20 either. Let's go. Look at me. I'm an annoying twit. No sensitivity for those who don't look fit. I like to.
You said you did De Niro, huh?
You're sweaty. What?
You do De Niro?
Excuse me.
God, the eyes. God, you
nice.
Just look.
Huh? Oh, now you're going to go to full screen because I'm doing this. Watching you. Huh? What else? Now that I'm your freaking monkey.
I love it.
Yeah, it's the same thing as Robin. I do the same thing with.
What do the nosy neighbors think when they hear all these celebrity voices coming out of your windows?
The house is sacred. Where you live. I go out in the car. I used to rehearse over in the woods by the lake. And then somebody caught me.
Oh, that was you. That was you. I thought I read about you in the paper.
Yeah, in the local
guy in the
police
woods.
Beat. Yeah, crazy dude in the woods.
Yeah, it sounds like there's 20 other people with you.
No, it's funny because there was a scene in the movie that I cut, which was the people at the post office. They heard fussy, 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 in the woods, and like, who is that dude? What the hell is going on in them woods? Because we got a rod and gun club right nearby. And it was that kind of mentality, Martha Graham, and Twyla, Michael Kidd, Madonna, but you keep it all inside. And people are like, I cut the scene, but you still have me doing the woods, and then these people spot me, and they're, well, I'm going to call the cops.
How long have you been doing impressions? When did you actually start? What was the inspiration, the impetus for you to do it? Were you always doing it even as a kid?
You know what? My father got me to watch the Copycats when I was just a little kid, maybe 10 years old. Remember the Copycats?
Yes.
Yeah, with Rich Little and Frank Ocean and Marilyn Michaels, who I got to know later. And
the Copycats, wasn't that sponsored by Xerox?
Yeah. You go
Look at this shot on the screen here.
Oh,
Cool.
yes, that's when I had the hair. Yeah.
When does this go back to?
That's about 1995. I was doing something called, I think this was My Six Dads or Faces of Death Charades. I'm not sure which was not a really cool act, but I was the first person to do Christopher Walken, and this might have been that performance, or this was, I think, Evening at the Improv. I'm not really sure, but
I think that's what it is. Yeah,
people wanted to know who did, how did the Christopher Walken thing start? Well, I started doing impressions when I was 9 or 10. I used to do Rich Little doing Nixon, I am not a crook. And then I'd start doing Columbo around the house. Mommy, let me ask you something. And then just, when I was 18 or so, I'd go out and open mic nights and stuff.
You just morph right into these characters, which is amazing. See, even the look, the eyes, you're able to sort of.
I'm a method comedian. That's all there is to it. I mean, there are some. Jim Carrey was one of the great comedians. Impressionists ever. You just really watch Jim. But I was the first one to do Christopher Walken. Oh yeah, that's Robin doing Roosevelt, I guess. So I had seen. Yes, that's me doing an 8-year-old or 6. I don't remember.
Very convincing.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a tough act. I had to really young it up for that one.
What would you say to that 8-year-old today?
What would I say to the 8-year-old? When we're getting into therapeutic issues, don't be afraid.
We do full circle here at Jim Master Show.
You're going to be okay. You're going to land on your feet. You're going to have adventures. It's not always going to feel good, but it is good. It's good. Just like Judd Hirsch said in Ordinary People, it is good.
Yeah.
And you're good. And we love you. You are loved and cherished, and you may have a very interesting life ahead of you. But don't be afraid to try things, but stay in the lane of good. You don't have to go out and be a badass to prove anything.
That's cool. Beautiful. Really.
And to be helpful. Hey, I ain't done yet. I'm
he's got more.
It's Danny DeVito. On the other hand, go out and be a little turd.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia.
So the Christopher Walken thing was fun because I started doing it after I saw it close range. He was so crazy in that. He was killer and weird, started talking strange. And I just felt like he was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. And I started doing it. And then I did it on the first time I broke it out was on Evening at the Improv. I did something called My Six Dads. And then, in New York, Jay Moore got a hold of me and said, how do you do Christopher Walken? I said, you got to act like you're having a nervous breakdown. And then he started doing it. And then he did it on Saturday Night Live, and people like Kevin Pollak picked it up. The next thing I see Robin Williams doing it. And you know who did it first, though? Christopher Walken. Anyway, so that's the Christopher Walken story. But I'm not working on new ones except for Anthony Hopkins. I'm starting to do that quite a bit. Everything's fine. And I don't know what else to tell you. It's going to be fine. And except for Dennis Wagen. Oh, and that's enough. I said it's going to be fine. And then I do Nick Nolte, but who cares? Who cares? Come on. And I'm trying to think. Oh, and I'm doing Willem Dafoe, which is a hard one to do. He's kind of strange, sort of, what's the word I'm trying to think of? Rhythm. Yeah. I'd love to see him and Christopher Walken in the scene. And then, people like Malkovich, which is a tough one. These are really actors. I do and everybody. But see, these are old people. Everybody's doing Owen Wilson now and Nicolas Cage. I'm Dracula. And I don't really do things that other people are doing. I want to do my own thing. So I'm doing my own thing. But
so you said 8 or 9 is when you started. So how did you start? How did you get the breaks? How did you start to develop the craft? I mean, and what was one of those key door opening opportunities for you that sort of got you going? Door opening opportunities was most people say they're still waiting for that.
Oh, I know. Well, I got lucky. I was a serious actor from the time I was about 18 or 19. I had tried stand-up, but I also really wanted to be a serious actor, which is why I emulate people like Al Pacino. Oh, big screen. Ha! Ha! Hoo-ah! Wish I could see this little action over here. Talk to the coffee. Ha! Ha! Anyway, I emulated Pacino. I emulated Robin Williams. I emulated Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando, the greatest actor of all time. Robert De Niro. I emulated the great actors. I was doing Richard Dreyfuss for the longest time. Robert Shaw, of course. Other English actors. Sir Alec Guinness, I would do some of that. And, I was a serious actor, went to serious acting school in New York. And then I something turned me off of theater, one particular play I did. And I started getting into stand-up. And the next thing I know, I'm being plucked out of the crowd by William Morris, who saw me in a cabaret performance. And William Morris, which is a big agency, sent me out to open for Cher and Fall on My Face.
What was that feeling like when you got plucked?
Yeah, I got plucky, I was like, oh my God, here we go. But my act had energy and I had a lot going on, and it was a variety of things, really performance art. I do Marlon Brando in this big this big bathrobe with a pillow and eating Lucky Charms on the beach and doing monologues. I could have been somebody, and he's playing the Godfather thing with a kazoo. And, there's just a lot of ridiculous stuff. But William Morris agent saw this through a friend. He came down and saw it, and they signed me. So the next thing I know, I'm playing in every club in New York with
That's
only
incredible.
6 months under my belt of stand-up work. And then they're sending me to Atlantic City to open for the Spinners, which was catastrophic. I just bombed. There's 500 old black people waiting for the Spinners. I don't know what this boy's doing. I give a hand, but I don't know. I don't understand any of that. John Travolta, oh my God, nobody understands what I'm doing, right? So it was weird. It was like I bombed. You know how you know you bombed, Jim?
How do you
Jim,
know?
have you ever
when you
bombed?
No, actually. Well,
Okay.
I'm sure, but
I'll tell you.
it maybe take me a minute to think. Let's see now.
If you bombed.
Yeah. Oh, sure. There's times when, yeah. I've also saved a lot of people from bombing. I'm sure you've done that too.
Can you help me now?
I thought I have been since we started.
Well, you're letting me run at the mouth, but I want to tell you this one story. One fucking.
Oh no!
I'm sorry.
Did we go black? Did anything unplug? Any strange emails coming in?
I lost control for a brief moment. Jim, let me come back to you. Okay.
No, I asked you earlier, what was it like what was the feeling like when you got plucked? That's what the word was.
Oh,
you
plucked.
thought I said something else.
Oh, yeah. Well,
that is funny.
So I'm opening for the Spinners. I was really excited. I'm in the Sands in Atlantic City. Okay.
I love you can pick up exactly where you were. That's perfect.
Oh yeah,
not everybody can do that.
This is one of the great showbiz stories. So I've never done anything like this. I'm opening for the Spinners in Atlantic City. I've only been doing comedy less than a year, and here I am. This is the big time. This is a 1,000-seat theater, maybe 500. I don't know. Anyway, they take me backstage. There's a door with my name on a golden plate, Roger Kabler. That's my dressing room. Roger Kabler. This means you've arrived. I open the door and there is a feast. There's a fruit basket. There's cold cuts and rolls and all this deli. And there's wine and beer and soda and all this snacks and goodies and all laid out with flowers and everything on a table in the Roger Kabler dressing room. Wow. So I go on stage. And for 20, 25 minutes, I'm sweating. I'm doing John Travolta for 500 black people, and they don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing Al Pacino. I'm doing Marlon Brando. I'm doing Pacino. And everything's a big mess, and props are going everywhere. And then it ends, and there's like 3 people going, well, like I said, it's time for the Spinner. And I'm like picking up my props because it's kind of a street act. Thank you. Thank you. Well, the next night, after I was told how badly things went, I still had a show to do, and I go to my Roger Kabler door with my gold nameplate. I open the door, and there's a warm bottle of soda and a cup. That's how you know you bombed. All the other goodies are gone.
That was quick. That was in a New York minute.
It toughens you up.
It does, yes.
It's like you're nursing. It toughens you up.
It
Maybe I didn't
does.
need that reference. Anyway, I'm trying to do some good with my show, Jim. So we're coming up on, oh boy, more than an hour. Trying to do some good with the show. I think I could use the show as a platform for, yeah, exactly. That's when the tarantula got a hold of me. Actually, that wasn't supposed to get on. That's when I did the radio show here in Boston Public Radio.
Yeah, what was that like?
It's a still that shouldn't have gotten on the show. I accidentally sent that to you, and now it's a moment in the film. I was having a possession moment with Robin Williams, and but I'm trying to do some good with the show. I think that the humanitarian message is there.
Yeah,
I think I can talk about how the human species, we're actually all members of a crew on a ship, and we need to start working together so the ship won't sink.
Yes,
we really have to consider the ship that we're on and the ship that we're in.
And keeping it upright.
Forgetting about all the other stuff, which is so not important, and to either steer it away from the iceberg or keep it from sinking or what have you.
Yeah.
And really meaning it. I don't think we really are seeing what's happening, even though we're sitting here with air conditioning and, you know, these cities are going to start to tumble like dominoes because the earth under the buildings is starting to, you know, change with the weather. So if everybody did one thing, I'll be the guy that picks up litter around the lake. Somebody else can put up solar things on their house. Somebody else can write to their, you know, they'll be the guy that writes to their congressperson. Somebody else can stand on a line for gun violence. You know, I have a platform. I'm not really running for office, but I do really admire Jon Stewart for taking his career and moving it in that direction. We can be silly, and we can do it with fun and be in nonsense. But in the end, I've got to figure out how to be part of a bucket brigade that puts this fire out before it puts us out. We, as a species, have no predators but ourselves. We are our own predators. How the hell did that happen?
I often say, yeah, I say that, you know, if anything is going to result in the demise of humans, it's going to be caused probably not by a meteor coming out of the sky. It's going to be us doing it to ourselves.
And that's us. What do you think? Let me ask you this, Jim. Welcome to my show.
Yes. Mr. Kabler, I love your cookies.
This is how they crumble, hey? Let me just ask you this. Do you think it's too late? Are you giving up and just saying, well, I'm just going to get on with my life till it all ends, or maybe in 100 years it'll end and I won't be concerned with it? Or is something you feel like you could do?
There's a lot going on, and there's a lot that I witness and see and experience. I hear about, I learn about, and I see happen even in front of me that disappoints me, frustrates me, ticks me off. The way people treat each other, the way they don't treat each other, the rushing, the super fast paced, I got to get it, it's mine, the pushing, the shoving, the lack of empathy, lack of consideration, all the competition, all the superficiality, you know, everybody copying off everybody. Everybody has to follow what this person's doing. And just this whole scenario of stuff that's out there that doesn't seem important, doesn't seem real, doesn't seem human, doesn't seem compassionate. There's so much just fake stuff out there that people, you know, even social media has added to that in many ways, where people are just all day long. They're scrolling and looking and scrolling and looking and scrolling and looking. And I work in broadcast, I work in television, I work in radio, stage and film, you know, in these industries. And I don't even like to sit there all day long just going like this, or just, you know, you got to take like you took, you got to take a break from that. You got to take a breather. You got to plug back into life and humanity and people and what it's all about. Because, you know, if you're just operating on everything that's going on based on what everybody else is doing, then there's no you. Your soul is gone. It's, you know, but just the way people are, just the way the road rage, and everybody's going 100 miles an hour on the highways.
Oh,
and
I know.
People don't laugh at anything anymore. If you laugh, you know, sometimes I've even had people, you know, I love observational humor. I love quick wit, dry. I get that from my dad, New York City, Irish, just that whole thing, quick, fast, observational. And I love that stuff. But even occasionally, sometimes I'll have somebody, you know, I'll say something that actually is funny and everybody else in the room is laughing. And you'll get that one person that'll be like, what do you think? You're funny? And I'm like, actually, yeah.
You are. Actually.
And everybody else is laughing. And 9 out of 10 doctors say that I am. You know what I mean? You turn it around. It's like some people, and it's me. They say the 80s was the me generation. Just the way people are today, all different age brackets, backgrounds. Everybody's, I don't know if they're upset, they're nervous, they're worried, they're fearful. But I do know that what has occurred the last 3 years of our lives, we all went through it. Some people at varying degrees. There's the financial impact, there's the societal impact, there's the health impact, but we all were affected. So what are we going to do? Be ticked off, pissed off because of what happened the last 3 years? We're not going to get that back. So it's going forward. It's bringing it together.
Yeah.
It's being compassionate. It's saying, look, hey, right now here, it's 83 degrees and sunny. It's summer. It's beautiful, light coastal breeze. That's a gift. That's golden. That's a blessing. Take that, look at that, because there's a lot of people who didn't wake up today. Mm-hmm. They didn't wake up. Today was not going to be a day for them. Those are gifts. And I think when you go through things like what we went through the last couple of years, which was global and universal, we should take that as a learning moment, a teachable moment, and say, you know what? Look what we went through. Why don't we be kinder? Why don't we be funnier? Why don't we be more empathetic? Why don't we cut slack for people? Why don't we roll up our sleeves and help out situations, lift people up? Why don't we do that as opposed to everybody running for their lives saying, you know, I lost 2-3 years and now I'm aggravated, so I got to go 100 miles an hour on the highway. I got to push and shove in the stores. I don't agree with what you say, so I'm not interested in what you say because I don't agree. There's no more, hey, let's all come to the table and have a beer or a slice of cake or a grilled cheese sandwich, and all might not agree, but at least let's come to the table and still be friends, still communicate, still make each other laugh. You're not seeing that. You're seeing the polar opposite. So for me, I'm disappointed in a lot of the way people are and the way things are. The superficiality of everything. Everything is just this quick hit, instant gratification. Everything is just like, you know, it's all about, I don't know, numbers, as opposed to feeling. It's like feeling is an old fashioned thing. It's like passe. Oh, I don't have time to feel. I don't have time to give. I don't have time to laugh, or I don't have time to be empathetic. That's a rotten place to exist if we continue heading in that direction. That's the short answer to your question, but I know you get it.
No, just to take everything you said and sort of my take on what you said goes back to what I was feeling is that we are overwhelmed. That's why we're racing, because we have too much going on. We are overwhelmed. And if we realize we don't have to save the world, what we have to do is one thing, pick a thing, drive slower. That's my thing. I'm going to drive slower today. My thing is I'm going to be a good neighbor. I'm going to take care of my dog. I do one thing. If everybody did one thing, we would start to see a result, a compassion, a coming together that you're talking about. But since we're all thinking, I have to do all this, I have to stop littering, I have to get a hybrid car, I have to write my governor, I have to, tell my neighbor that I'm sorry. Just do one thing. We only ever have to do one thing, and that one thing is the thing that's in front of us right now. And then we can all stop freaking out.
There was one moment, I would say, maybe a couple of years ago, where I don't know why, the television was on, the computer, the laptop was on, the cell phone was on, and there was emails and texts coming in, and the phone was ringing. There was a lot of technology in the house and in the room that was on all at the same time. And working in this industry, that should be, I'm used to being in newsrooms. I'm used to being like you are, in studios, on stage, on location. It very fast paced, sometimes frenetic, crazy. Got to get it done. We got to do it live. Go do something, make magic. And I love that. I love the challenge of that. I love the craziness of it. I love the fact that you got to take, 2 dimes, rub them together and make magic with it. But it was a moment where I felt I got to shut it all off, shut the TV off, the cell phone's going off, the radio's going off, the laptop, the PC, turn it all off, turn it the hell off. It's too much coming at once, especially the way everything is now. I'm going outside. I'm going for a swim. I'm going for a walk. I'm going to work in the yard. I'm going on the bike. I'm going to go cycling. I'm going to the diner for a grilled cheese sandwich with a bunch of us. Whatever it is, turn all this off. Even, working in the industry, I felt I needed to turn all this off. And then there was one time where I was on the internet and I was researching something. And the internet has everything on it that exists just about. And there was one time when I was looking at a variety of different things and I actually felt completely overwhelmed by it. Wait a minute. I'm supposed to be baking bread, but I'm supposed to be running a marathon, but I'm supposed to be climbing Mount Everest, but I'm supposed to be on a Swiss vacation. Now I'm supposed to be, kayaking on a lake in Vermont. Now I'm supposed to be learning a French and German. Now I'm supposed to be doing backflips. Now I'm supposed to join Cirque du Soleil. There was so much out there. I felt like I was supposed to be doing everything, learning everything, becoming an expert at everything all at once. Well, Jim, and I'm like, stop, breathe. That's just, I do a lot of different things at once. I can multitask, but this is
exactly why, because I go to the woods.
You gotta have that balance, especially if you're in these, anybody does, but especially if you're in these industries where it's like, let's get it done. And
what I don't like about show business, but you're right. And that's why I live near the woods. That's why I have a canoe. That's why
you need the balance.
I pick up garbage around the lake. I have an 8-foot pole with a hook on it that pulls cans out of the lake. So while I'm canoeing and picking blueberries, there's a can, we can get that. It's that escape from this media, from all the stuff that comes through us electronically.
The branding, the marketing, the media.
And having to go on the road, or getting to go on the road, in my case, and doing shows, which can be exhausting. We get away into nature, into our nature, into the human. We get together with friends, like you said, and we laugh, and we talk about stuff like what we're talking about. Like, what do you want to do? How do you want to contribute? And my big pressure is like, okay, what good can I do with the balance of my life at 61 years old? Can I make a difference? I think there's a chance, because I have a stage and you have a show, we can possibly make a difference. And yes, I know this show has turned from, hey, let's, put on a show, to let's talk about some stuff, man. Let's talk about what's going on, that we might be able to talk to people that don't agree with us and say, look, I'm willing to listen to you. I want to hear your ideas. I want to see what common ground we have. We don't have to be enemies. We're on the same crew. We need to work together. Some people are not reachable. And what do we do with that? We can't talk to some people. They will not talk to us. Hopefully there'll be an influence. Eventually there'll be some sort of an attraction. Somebody will maybe run for office that shows that you don't have to be a certain way. You can have a different viewpoint. You can be positive.
That's
You can
true.
be hopeful. You don't have to be.
Absolutely right. Yeah, that's so true. Would
Anyway.
you say that sometimes some people are clueless? How do you like that?
You know, it's interesting. That character on the left, Travis, was named after my son, Travis.
Really?
Yeah, because I was friends with Amy, that director, and she had me on the movie. And yeah, Travis Birkenstock was named after my son, Travis.
What was it like being a part of that?
Oh, it was great. I mean, just doing a big movie, like I'd never done a big movie. I just had one line in the movie.
And the line was?
Are you okay? That looked really bad. When you remember when she fell on the stairs?
Yes.
Oh, that was me. I played college guy, and then I'm still getting residuals from that.
You are.
I am.
That's a plus.
Like $120 next week from Clueless, and that was like
really
30 years ago.
That's above the national average, I think, right?
No, the national average is 82 cents. But a major motion picture, you can clean up. I mean, I don't know where this is all going, but I'm glad I have a sideline where I can paint, make some money as a painter. I have to get going.
That's the other thing. People were saying that your paintings are extraordinary and they should be in a museum. Do you do any showings in the Boston area, Cape Cod? Do you do any showings of the work? And is anything for sale?
They're all sold.
You bought them yourself?
I do commissions. I do commissions, and somebody wants. What I do a lot of is people whose dogs have died or they're getting older.
Oh, that's great.
This is an interesting project here. This was a. If you can see it, there's a lot of dogs and cats in this book. This was one illustration. 100 dogs and cats were in the book. People paid to have them painted into the book, and the book is. It was an extraordinary project because it took me 9 months to make the book, and there's 100.
What is the book? Yeah,
it's called Montague, the Pit Bull of Park Avenue.
Really?
And that's him up there on the stairs orating. He's giving a speech, and all the other animals. That's actually that star is not part of the painting, but they're all listening, and each animal except for the rats were paid people who paid to have their dogs and cats in the movie. Those are Siamese twin cats.
It's incredible.
Conjoined at the whiskers.
That's
so it's a cool book about discrimination, actually, and did it a number of years ago. And those are the original paintings, and I enjoy it. I mean, I'm working on my 4th book, so I'll go out and do Robin tomorrow. I'm doing a show, and then come back and work on the book, and that's kind of the.
What is your schedule? Coming up. How could people find out more about the shows?
You go on my website, beingrobinthemovie.com. It
right
has
there.
stuff about
there it
the
is.
movie.
Yeah.
I'm not selling the movie right now because we are going to film festivals.
Right.
And the movie is not for sale. But I actually just sent one to somebody in France. And so the movie's getting an international play, which is cool. But I have to lay low and not sell it. Right now because we're waiting here from including Sundance. So we're going to lay low. I'm not selling the movie, but we are having screenings in and around New England. We're doing a film festival in Manchester, New Hampshire on the 11th. And
keep me posted on that. Yeah,
I will. And it's been a lot of fun. I mean, it's great talking to you about the important stuff too.
Yeah, sort of a full circle. This show is, I don't call it interviews, I call it conversations, like Carson, like Dick Cavett. It's all conversations. Real quick before we go, because I know people have been asking, what was it like working with Carol Burnett?
Oh, God.
I know we talked about it in the special we did, but for those watching now.
Well, when I first met her, I was coming from my last. I had already auditioned via, I don't know, tape or something. They saw my tape, and then the last audition was to go in and actually work with her. And I had just been doing a pilot for ABC, and I came off the plane from New York, and I was absolutely fried. And she saw me coming down the hall. She was standing out there alone. I dropped my baggage, thud, and she laughed because she saw what was coming down the hall. And we just threw our arms around each other. We had never met, but that's who she was. And this is a moment in the show you're looking at where we're just doing a kind of a gingerbread, you know, sort of a Mr. Rogers kind of a show. She's this fairy queen and I'm just this little boy. And we're singing this song and I put my head on her shoulder and she reacted. And this is, you know, this is the kind of, you know, she was just a mama. She was a great teacher. There were these guests that came and went, and it was comedy school, you know, and she was such a warm and funny, outrageous person. I didn't get to do as much in the show as some of the other guys who had been working with her for a while, and that was fine. I got to do some really fun stuff, but I get to say that, you know, I got to do that. It was painful too, because I was starstruck. That scene where I'm in the white coat with her, it's just her and me, and I'm holding up a corsage. I was terrified. I was terrified of her. Yeah, that's a real expression. Like, what are you gonna do to me? It was funny because I tried to make her laugh in rehearsal, and she's like, "What are you talking about?" And I was like, "Oh no!" I tried to make Carol laugh, and she didn't go for it. So I didn't get as much action, but I got to warm the audience up, which was wonderful. And that's how I ended up in Clueless. Amy Heckling was out there in the audience, and she got me in Clueless, and we got to be friends. I used to go to table reads with her and read with people like Terry Garr and Wally Shawn and Sally Kellerman. And we just had a blast. That was a great little troupe of people that I got to be part of. And I was friends with Bronson Pinchot. We did a comedy act. Together we played a two-headed man. And
would you like to do any of that? More television, more movies?
I would. I think my problem is I don't want to seek it. I want it to seek me. I'm 61. I don't want to go out there and beg. I don't audition well, and I do my own projects. You know, I've written plays and I'm doing films that I have meaning for me, and I think I'd rather do that. But if somebody wanted me to do something, I could start auditioning. I have casting directors that I know, and I could go and we'll see what happens. I'm open to it, and I can do it. I don't even know if I'm a good actor, to be honest with you. I'm more of a weird performance artist, you know.
You're kind of like a Jack Lemmon in a way. You just remind me. There's elements of you that remind me of Jack. You're very self-deprecating in a wonderfully funny way, quirky way, but also very humble. And it's almost as if you don't necessarily realize, or you really got to be pinched to understand and appreciate the talents that you have, which are extraordinary, Roger.
Well, I'm not all that impressed with me.
With yourself.
I'm pretty impressed with whatever power created this spastic creature that's still clawing around on the planet. I'm very impressed with God's work or nature's work or whoever did this and kept me here to endure. And now I'm asking God, what is my mission here? What am I supposed to be doing here? I'll do it. I'll do whatever you tell me to do. I've worked at rehabs. I've been a fisherman. I've done all kinds of stuff. That's me with a poster of Robin, being Robin. But I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And it doesn't do any good to have a sick ego, to be either too much of a piece of crap or too much of, you know, think too much of yourself. So I'm just me. I think hard work is really the main thing that's important, is just working hard and doing the work, you know.
That's it. Yeah.
And I'd like to work for the planet and help us survive. Mm-hmm. I don't know what that looks like, but maybe it starts today with this discussion.
The conversation on the show.
I don't know.
And of course, we say hello to our dear friend Chris Corman, our mutual buddy as well.
Is he there?
I think he's either here or he's going to watch in our archives. This will be archived, everybody. You can see this entire episode and almost 1,000 more that we have done in our archives at JMS on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. If you enjoyed this, like, comment, subscribe, all the rest, right? It takes a village.
It takes a village to raise a village idiot.
Or vidiot. Why did you, when you look at it, it's really a lot of blessing and joy in your life. And what are some of those blessings and joys that are in your world that keep you going, keep you wanting to entertain and inspire and figure things out and make sense of it? What are some of the blessings?
It's passion. It's like waking up and going, what are we doing today? You know, we're going to dig. I have paintings to do. I have to get ready for a show. I'm watching this dog. So I have this dog. There's so much to keep me interested in life, and it is a gift that I am interested in life, because a lot of us go through things where there's no point to anything. I'm taking care of somebody's chickens right now. There's
the chickens too.
15 chickens that I got to round up, feed, and somehow survive that. And I think that's quite an adventure. As long as life is an adventure, I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, it can be slow and quiet, and there's quiet times, but I think that, you know, I'm built for whatever, you know, what do you got? You know, it's going to be interesting. And I also really am now built to try to do some good with this film and this show. That's important to me. It's not okay for me to be self-serving anymore and breathe. And what you were saying was wonderful. When I just shut up for a minute and just let you talk, that was great.
Yeah, it was fantastic. I appreciate your humor, your wisdom, your authenticity, your openness, Roger. This was really extraordinary.
Thank you.
Don't worry, there's no copay for this. This is on me.
I'm on Medicare anyway, Mass Health Medicare. I'm on the po' boy program.
But what you could do is when I come to Boston, a clam chowder, a bowl of that will do.
Chowder, huh?
Chowder.
You know what the most New England word I ever heard was? Scissors.
Oh, scissors. That's wicked funny.
Yeah, my friend Bobby came over and said, Roger, you got any scissors?
Scissors. That's wicked. And do you say Worcester or Worcester?
Worcester. I got a sister parties in Worcester.
In Worcester.
And you know what?
Taunton. Oh, yeah. Taunton. Yeah.
Taunton.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I have to go.
You got to. Really? It's third door on the left.
Too late.
I said, we're going to keep the porch light on for you, Roger. Thanks so much for stopping by. This really was.
Yeah, this was fun.
It really was a hoot.
I hope it was fun for everybody else too.
Well, look, Jane's watching in Sweden. Says thank you,
Roger.
Robin.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Roger and Robin, for being here tonight. This has been a hilarious and great show. Thanks, Jim. Jane,
write to me. I'll send you a copy of the movie.
There you go.
He knows how to get in touch with Eric. You too.
Very nice to meet you, Roger. Thanks for being with us. Please visit us. We'll leave the light on for you. Love from Culver City, California, SoCal, LA area, Kathleen in New York City. These are some of our lovities here. Thank you, Roger, for being here and making us laugh. So much fun. Can't wait to hopefully check out the movie.
Write to me.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Sherry, thank you, Roger, for being here. She's going to watch this again in the archives. So that's double lovity as well. And this is really fantastic. Thanks for all these great comments.
You did a great show. I appreciate it.
It's like Cavett and Carson and Merv and Mike and Regis. It's conversational.
Don't forget Jay Leno.
Jay Leno. Does any one of the characters want to say any final parting words?
I didn't even get a say. One time I saw this interview with De Niro and Jay Leno. And so tell me, what are you working on? No. Oh yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just. It's like a Muppet show.
Sounds like you need WD-40.
In more ways than one.
You're the best, Roger.
You too,
really.
Thank you.
Thanks for all the time. You're welcome back.
Everybody, I love you.
We love you back. Spread the word about the Jim Master Show. If you know other folks you think would like to pop on, we'd love to welcome them. And I hope you enjoyed the time with me as much as I have with you, Roger.
Thanks.
Wasn't it cool?
Thanks, Jim. Bye.
Have a good time. You be well, okay? Come back and see us again, my friend, okay?
Have me back. You have to invite me. I can't just come on the show.
It'll be fantastic.
It'll be like scissors.
Pam says you're marvelous.
Thank you, Pam. You're marvelous too.
I love this. Maureen in Arizona. She did a super chat. She goes, Roger, you are amazing. This has been an enjoyable and hysterical conversation.
$5.
May you continue to entertain and make them laugh for years to come.
We raised $5.
Cheyenne Smith, making people giggle is a mission art. Good on you, Roger.
Good. Thank you. Well, guys, I'm touched. Thank you very much, Marilyn. Thank you.
Yes. She's
I'm
watching in Canada.
off.
You be well. Roger, hope you enjoyed yourself. This was awesome.
Live long and perspire.
Cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Bye-bye. Isn't that great? Was that not cool? You're welcome, Pam. Now let's take a look at that again. Maureen, thanks so much. Really appreciate that. She did it in the green color that I love so much. Favorite color. She just did a super chat that helps support what we're doing here, all this content and everything else that we do at the Jim Masters Show Live, entertainment, lifestyle, celebrity talk show series. This was cool. A lot of fun, but also poignant moments, great conversation. And, we took it in so many different directions, really. We thank Roger for joining us here on the show, coming to us live from Boston, Massachusetts. And there is the website again for the movie. Really quite special, huh? And being Robin. This was something that was really a labor of love for him. And of course, his shows too. If he comes to you, make sure you check it out. You're going to love it. He does really the ultimate impression of, and he just really, as he said, he sort of, it's not even really almost an impression. He just becomes, it's being Robin. He really morphs into Robin Williams, and he's felt this close connection, and it's an incredible show. So there's a stage show, and then there's also the movie, two separate things, honoring the memory of the iconic Robin Williams. Again, as I mentioned, some of you may remember when he worked with Carol Burnett on the Carol Burnett show. Now you know, if you ever see this scene again in re-airs and reruns, you'll know what he was thinking there, because he just told you here on the Jim Masters Show Live series. What an open and real and honest conversation too, huh? He opened up about his life, his experiences, his triumphs, his, hiccups here and there, and how he really appreciates life and people. And he just really gets it. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. And I bet it surprised you too. You thought it was just going to be total laughs, total yuck. Well, at the Jim Masters Show, we throw everything in. Sherry Larson says, thank you, Jim, for another great show. And you are amazing. Thank you, Sherry. And yeah, go back and watch it in the archives. I think you're going to love it. We had a lot of laughs in the beginning as well. And this was wonderful. This was so much fun. Great show. Thank you, Jim. Needed a laugh? Perfect. We're happy to oblige for you. And another wonderful show. Sherry Larson. Your mother would have loved him. Pam, what a compliment that is. Your mother would have loved him, huh? That's fantastic. You guys are great. Again, thank you once again, Maureen, for your kindness and generosity doing a super chat here on the Jim Masters Show Live series. You can always do that, gang, during the show in the chat room. Super chat, super emoji, or a super sticker. And when you do that, we thank you. I thank you personally on air, and we show the comment and everybody sees it in perpetuity. And we personally like to thank you for doing that. So, and it helps support what we're doing here at the Jim Masters Show. And also lets us know you love what we do. And I know, Pam, he does look just like Robin Williams. He really morphs into the character, doesn't he? And all of the characters, Peter Falk, Robert De Niro, Pacino, all of them really just absolutely incredible. And I'm sure you've seen him. Yes, I'm sure you've seen him on the Carol Burnett show. You watched every week. Thank you again, Maureen and Jane and everybody watching, those who are commenting and those of you who just watch quietly and maybe you don't comment in the Levity Hall chat room. But if you'd like to reach out to us, you can find me on our Facebook page, Jim Masters TV, like and follow. Also Instagram and Twitter at Jim Masters TV. And, say hi. And also, please do give this episode a like, and all the episodes you enjoy. There's a big thumbs up like on all of the episodes of the Jim Masters Show Live series. Click the thumbs up like, drop a comment, communicate, let us know you're watching. Tell us why you love our show, why you enjoyed this one. And don't forget as well to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And don't forget you can binge watch and go back in time to see all the episodes you want to see again, or episodes perhaps that you would like to see maybe for the first time that you might have missed, or you came in late while the show was on. They're all there for you to watch and enjoy. You can actually share the links on your social media. And thanks to all of you who've done that as well and been doing that. We thank Roger for joining us here. Roger Kabler is amazing, celebrated impressionist, comedian, actor, filmmaker. Catch him on stage, the movie, and everything else. Cool guy, funny guy. He's the real deal. This is his second time on JMS. First time was when we did the 90th birthday celebration tribute to Carol Burnett, with so many great friends and folks who danced on the Carol Burnett show, acted, performed. Chris Corman, Harvey Korman's son, who's a dear friend, he was on that episode, and it was really, really cool. All right, we're going to duck out here. We have so many great shows coming up for you. I do want to let you know we got a lot of great shows coming up on Monday. We have a daytime TV legend. Yes, Theo is going to be with us. He was Demera, of course, on Days of Our Lives for like 1,000 years. He also was in Mission Impossible. He also was on General Hospital. He is one of daytime TV's most beloved villains. Yes, you know him, Tony Demera on Days of Our Lives. And of course, as I mentioned, other soap operas as well, Mission Impossible, you name it. The star, the actor, film, television star. He's going to be with us Monday, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific, and it's going to be live. That's going to be cool. He's all excited. He's got some new, he's also an adventurer. He throws these wonderful holiday parties, not holiday parties, Hollywood parties, but probably on holidays too. He'll be with us. And that's just a little sampling of the many, many, many guests coming up on the Jim Masters Show Live series. I know Sherry's all excited. Yeah, so many great guests coming up. And of course, all of you make the show extra special by watching, supporting, sharing, liking, tagging, celebrating, commenting, and all the rest. We really appreciate all the time and attention. And thanks for watching this episode of the Jim Masters Show. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, celebrate, and we appreciate you being with us. We're going to take off. We love you all. Be well, and celebrate life. Celebrate all the good things in life. We talked about that, and really important. You know, there's one more thing I can show you here. It's actually a little TikTok video, and this is with Roger. We didn't show this earlier, but why don't we throw this in now? We got a minute here to do it. Take a look at this. This is cool. It's funny. If it wants to play, I don't know if it wants to play. Let's see if we can reboot this. It's been sitting here on pause for such a long time.
Welcome
Let's
back.
see. There we go.
Tribute to the comedian Robin Williams. The new movie Being Robin premiered in Beverly this weekend. The movie's filmmaker and star explains why he was so deeply impacted by the comedian's death.
And he helps to spread a message, he says, of love and laughter.
What's your name?
Robin Williams.
A love letter to Robin Williams. The new film, Being Robin, celebrates the life and legacy of the beloved comedian.
What's on your mind, dear?
Roger Kabler, the filmmaker and star, says it was written for Robin by Robin. Kabler was inspired to pursue comedy because of Robin Williams. He had a successful career acting on the revival of The Carol Burnett Show and performing on The Tonight Show. But he stepped back from Hollywood after suffering a nervous breakdown. When Robin Williams passed, Kabler says he felt a sense of urgency to share Williams' story.
I felt something very powerful, and I can't explain it. And it went through me, and I felt his spirit very strongly. But I know he was really struggling, and I know that I felt that too.
Kabler performed an act as Williams across the country as a tribute.
The way Robin took off out of me, like, it was like the genie being freed for an hour, just being able to run wild and play in front of 600 people, and they loved it.
He created the biographical film to share his spiritual journey. Kabler says people have been deeply touched by the film, from friends of Robin Williams to fans.
You're the reason that I came back.
I think Robin would say, if you think of me, be happy.
He hopes to continue to show the film at more events, and Kabler will be at the Northeast at Comic-Con in March giving out DVDs.
Wasn't that cool? He actually sent that to us to show during this broadcast, and I wanted to make sure we got that in there, and I really appreciate him sending that. Gang, if you enjoy what we're doing here on the Jim Masters Show Live series, tell your friends, celebrate what we're doing, and like, comment, subscribe, all the rest. All right. Yes, I agree. That was a great clip, wasn't it? We thank Roger for sending that to our show. It was kind of him to do that. Look at him here when he was younger, huh? Boom. Yeah. And when he was 8, it was kind of like, this is your life on this episode of the Jim Masters Show series. All right, gang. Thanks for being with us. We don't say goodbye. We say see you later. Ciao, cheers, and all the rest. We love you all. Thanks for stopping by the Jim Masters Show Live series. If you enjoyed the episode, don't keep it a secret. Help us grow. Tell everybody you know about the Jim Masters Show. Be well. Take care. And cheers.